Hello and welcome to Two Queens, Two Crowns. I am your host, KJ Miller, founder, lecturer, and content creator.
And I'm Erica Manganelli, pop culture comedian and content creator.
And tonight we have a Queen Things episode. That means, of course, we're going to dive into a few of your comments. We actually did kind of have a pretty lit comment section.
Oh, yeah?
From our last Queen Things episode, which I ended up doing solo because that's back when I was traveling. But I don't know if you caught any of it. I spoke about like the Beehive versus the Swifties and like kind of what that fandom was like. And I had made a TikTok about it. And then I was like, oh, let me come talk about it on the podcast. Okay, well.
Did they humble you? Sometimes I don't listen to our podcast because it'll give me anxiety, like listening to myself.
Oh, same. I will often avoid the clips and avoid the comment section because I'm like, this just feels like
yeah. Well, for some reason I could like just leave it alone when it's over there. When it's not my own comment section, I'm like, that's none of my business. Whatever they're saying about me over there.
Exactly. Well, I got a little bit dragged. We're gonna get into it. So yeah, we have some comments to get into, then some updates. Namely, you are the person I had to talk about this Justin Baldoni lawsuit getting dismissed.
Oh yeah. Oh, what a blow. What a blow.
We have to talk about it, Erica.
I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait. I was excited about that too. I'm just like, wow, his stock is really sinking pretty quick, and they're trying to make it seem like he has no case at all, actually.
Yeah, it's not looking good over there. So I definitely wanted to discuss that and a few other things as well about a few other queens, and then of course we'll end with our parking lot, and we'll get out of here.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so now let's jump into these comments because the one that I really wanted to dig into was, like I said, I made a video about Beyonce and Taylor. And what's so crazy is that original video, this is on my TikTok, we'll link it in the show notes if anyone cares to watch it. In the original video I made, I was just talking about my experience in the Beehive versus the Swifterhood, right?
Okay.
So I was really just talking about the difference between the two fandoms. And the point I essentially made was, I feel like the Swifterhood is very welcoming, but also very like, it almost feels like Swifties feel validated when someone else becomes a Swiftie, because it's sort of like, it lends validation to the idea that she's a serious artist, and people feel like, yes, now you get it. You get that she is such a great songwriter.
It's clicked for you.
Yeah. And, there's like validation there. But the point I made about Beyonce was, Beyonce fans don't feel that way. Beyonce fans are very much like, yeah, you like, what took you so long? Okay, I'm glad you're a fan, but you should have been a fan, right? And that was the point of the video. So then I get a slew of comments on that video that then I spoke about on the Queen Things episodes. And one of the comments it came up so many times from so many different Swifties was essentially the idea that the reason Taylor Swift fans feel this validation when someone else becomes a fan is because Taylor's talent isn't as obvious or as celebrated as Beyonce's, right? So for Beyonce, it's like, oh, obviously she's an amazing singer. Obviously she's an amazing dancer. Like, even if you're not a fan of hers, you can just, if you have eyes and ears, you can tell she's amazingly talented. But for Taylor, it feels like you kind of have to dig a bit deeper to really understand the depth of her talent. And this, again, is a point that Swifties were making in my comment section. Not a point that I made. This is a point. This is the point that the other Swifties were making. So then I speak about that in the Queen Things episode. And the point I make in this clip was, I essentially am kind of agreeing. I'm like, yeah, I can agree that for me, at least, Beyonce's talent was more obvious, but Taylor's talent did take me doing more of a deep dive to really understand. I was like, but just to be clear, I disagree with the idea that like you have to dig that deep to understand Taylor's talent. Like, she's clearly talented, right? Like, she clearly can sing. She clearly plays multiple instruments, but clearly writes good songs. so that's the point in this video. Okay, well, now somehow, and this always happens, when we post when we post podcast clips on the internet, because it's just a clip, because it's only 60 seconds or whatever, people thought I was basically dragging Taylor. and people, I'm like one person, this is one person's comment. They said, this is someone called Bree. She said, I also think Taylor's talent is immediate and obvious. I don't really like this take. Her fans understand her talent and have seen it from the start.
She hates you, girl.
And I replied, well, this take came from Swifties. So, and then I did the like arms up emoji.
Blame those bitches, not me. That's so funny. You're like, don't drag me. I love her.
This take came from Taylor Swift fans. This is what they said in my comment section.
You're like, I sing her songs at my birthday parties. Get out of my comment section.
Come on. And yet somehow, and then some of the other takes are just people being haters. Like someone called Diane Wilson 800 says, Beyonce sings and dances. That's about it. Taylor writes, plays piano, guitar, 12-string guitar, and has sold more records and has made more money. And I just responded, you're wrong, Diane.
It's so funny. I love clapping back to people like that. It makes my whole night. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's a bad take, Diane. It's a bad take.
Yeah. Diane, sit down. Someone called M. Lou said their talents are different. Beyonce can sing, she can dance, she doesn't write her music. And I replied,
oh my gosh, why do people think that?
Why do people think that?
This is false.
She's literally a credited songwriter on every song on her album.
Why do people think because they're just like Destiny's Child. She didn't write any of this.
Yeah. And okay, so she's grown as a singer and a songwriter. Like, get over it. I do appreciate, there were some people who got it. So someone named Sarah, shout out to Sarah. She said, the way the people in the comments have completely missed the point.
I love a critical thinker.
Love a critical thinker. And then she continued. She's saying Beyonce and Taylor are both talented. It's just a different experience when you become a fan of them both. As a fan of both, I agree with her. Thank you, Sarah.
I mean, it is. It is. Each fandom has their own thing.
Exactly. And the experience of becoming a fan is different. This is someone else. Her username is SM. She says, I only want to hear from folks who are fans of both. If you are only a Taylor fan or Beyonce fan, you're going to lack the context and nuance to weigh in with KJ. Okay.
All right. She understands. She gets it. Right. She understands.
Thank you.
Pin it. I wish we could pin comments. Pin that.
Can we pin that comment? You lack the context and the nuance to have a conversation with me. So just scroll.
Yeah, scroll. Keep scrolling.
Scroll right on by. So the comment section was very lit. People were very, very, very just in their feelings, as people do tend to get. And I do understand when you
also we're not watching videos through.
Exactly. We're not watching them through. We don't care about the context that is in the video. I'm literally in the video saying she's clearly talented, and people I'm literally in the video saying she's clearly talented. That's the title on the video. Is that she's obviously talented.
Not the title. No, we're lacking critical listening skills as well.
We absolutely are. Absolutely are. So I just wanted to highlight that. And then we did get some comments on our last episode about Hailey and Selena. And one in particular I wanted to shout out was from a video. This is the video where we basically both said, Selena and Hailey deserve better than Justin.
Oh, yeah. I figured we were going to get dragged. Did we get dragged?
No. The comment I want to shout out, this is from someone named Carrie Berry 54. She said, he's broken and toxic and only likes women when he's chasing or being chased, which is why he treats Hailey so terribly now and Selena while they were together. He's stuck at 14 and doesn't seem willing to grow. Carrie Berry?
I agree. I agree with that take. Also, have you seen he's crashing out right now?
Oh, yeah. I have.
Did you see the Father's Day crash out?
Yeah, did Hailey respond and say like Father's Day sucks? I think
Father's Day sucks ass or something like that. Or
she like commented on his IG post on Father's Day saying Father's Day sucks.
But then I'm confused because she's in all the photos, like she's there for Father's Day. At some point he put that they were like went out to dinner and then like came home and she's like walking in front of him. They're like hugging and like doing things with their hands and like all sorts of things. And then she writes that, and then I'm like confused. Is she mad or is she not mad?
I have no idea.
If I were her, I'd be mad.
I went to his page, which I never really do, but I went to his page earlier this week, and he had posted, did you see this? A text message conversation between him and someone else. Now, we don't know who it was with. I don't know if it's still on his page.
No, either. It's there. I saw it earlier. I'm pretty sure.
No, you're right. It's still there. Okay, this was from 2 days ago. Okay, so this is what he posted. To your point around he's crashing out. He's just been in one long extended crash out.
Yeah.
This is what he said. This is a text message you can see. I will never suppress my emotions for someone. Conflict is a part of relationship. If you don't like my anger, you don't like me. My anger is a response to pain I have been through. Asking a traumatized person not to be traumatized is simply mean. So whoever he's texting responds, I'm not used to someone lashing out at me. It's not that I don't see and feel your anger. Justin then replies, ouch. This friendship is officially over. I will never accept a man calling my anger lashing out. I enjoyed our short-lived relationship. I wasn't kidding when I told you I didn't need you as a friend. I have good friends who will respect these boundaries. I thought you were a pussy, which is why I always kept my distance, but I was willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. This confirms you were the pussy I always thought you were. Then he sends him a middle finger emoji and says, please leave me alone now. And the person responds, I'm a pussy?
That was my favorite.
And Justin replies, blocking you now.
Okay, and then post the text on Insta for us all to read.
Yeah, that's all on. It's still on Insta.
Who is this person? I die to know. I die to know who he's texting. And also, don't put up with that. That's weird behavior from a friend.
Here are some of the comments in the comment section, because this is the other thing. He doesn't turn off comments.
Yeah, he leaves the comments on.
Okay, the most liked comment is, we all rushed to the comments to be lost together.
Oh my god, the comment sections are funnier than the actual content sometimes.
Okay, then someone else wrote, being traumatized isn't an excuse to treat people like shit. Like what?
Yeah,
that has 115,000 likes.
No, truly.
Then someone called Darcy Michael wrote, me when my DoorDasher is late.
Yeah, people are just like, by the way, people just troll him like that all day. And I think that's what makes him so mad. But it's like, just turn your comment section off and this won't happen.
Oh, yeah. Someone else wrote, this one also has 115,000 likes. Bro is low-key becoming yay.
Okay, see, that's scary. See? And I was going to say it's giving Britney Spears.
It's giving mental breakdown.
It is. Mental breakdown.
It is. Like... Have we all at some point crashed out over text message? Sure.
Yeah.
But posting it to IG? No, that is no.
Unacceptable behavior.
Wild behavior. Concerning behavior.
And not taking it down, not issuing some sort of apology, not turning off the comments. It's just like one after another after another. On Father's Day, it was like a lot of photos of middle fingers and captions of middle fingers and pictures of his kid with captions of middle fingers. I'm just like, what is going on? And I think it was all over that crash out with the paparazzi where he was like, you are not clocking it. You are not clocking it. I'm standing on business. I'm pretty sure it all stems from that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, you're right. There's a picture here. It's his kid and him just with the middle finger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, now, if I were her, that shit would piss me off. I'd be like, don't put my kid in pictures with the, like, people are writing crazy stories. Like, no, I would not be okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a middle finger of a picture of Hailey sitting with his son.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
I don't know. But there was like 9 like that, though. And it's like no rhyme or reason. It's not like he's like targeting her specifically. It's like middle finger to everything. I don't know. He's having a crash out. I don't know how she does
extreme. This is why we said what we said.
This is why I said what we said. It's not changing. In fact, it's getting worse.
Yeah. In fact, yes, I completely stand by everything that we said on that episode.
Same.
Every last thing. Well, there you have it. Okay, Erica, let's get into it. I think let's kick right off with the Justin Baldoni lawsuit.
Yeah,
being dismissed. I will say, honestly, I was not surprised. Let's start there.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't either.
Let's start there. I was not surprised because, as you and I spoke about on this very show more than once, what did we say? If anyone goes back and listens to what we said, because we were never team one person or the other, but we were team evidence. Follow the facts. Yes.
And there was none. Like there was none.
Yes, we were team evidence. We were team let's look at the facts. And when we looked at the facts, if anybody goes and listens to prior episodes, what did we say? I recall at one point saying, I don't see how the quote unquote evidence he's bringing in his lawsuit and with his website and his 400-page takedown and everything else, I don't see how anything that he is saying negates any of what Blake Lively said.
Yeah, like she had an argument and he wasn't saying like, nah, I didn't do that. Like he wasn't providing any evidence to say he didn't do it.
Exactly. He was providing, and this is, if again, go back and listen, folks, go back and listen to what me and Erica said. What we said was it felt like he was presenting evidence for a completely different case.
Yeah.
Basically, what he was trying to prove was that Blake Lively was like difficult to work with.
Yeah.
And Blake Lively took over the movie. And
which all can be true, but not what she's accusing him of.
Exactly. All of that can be true. I think to an extent he did prove that she was difficult to work with.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think to an extent he did prove she took over the movie. But by the way, you proved that you basically let her take over the movie. We all listened to the voice note. Yeah. The very awkward voice note.
Yeah. And like, if like, did she know that you didn't want her working on the movie? Because it was like giving like she didn't even know.
it very much was giving you didn't tell her that.
Yeah.
Because the 6-minute voice note that we listened to, which again was very cringe, was just you telling her how amazing she was, how enthralled you were by her, how impressed you were, yada, 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 so on and so forth. So I don't know how she was supposed to get from that you didn't want her to take over this little movie.
Yeah, I was not shocked at all. And then they were like, well, she's doing a victory lap, but this isn't really a victory. I don't see how it's not, because they have a chance to come back and present more evidence. But why wouldn't they have done that in the first place if they had it? All right.
There you go. So, and there you go. Feels like feels worthy of a victory lap to me, because you have dragged this woman through the mud, the dirt, the soil, the garden. You've really dragged this woman through. So to me, for her to take a little victory lap, and it wasn't even that big of a victory lap. Matter of fact, this is what she said.
It was like one article.
One little quote. She posted, like so many others, I've felt the pain of a retaliatory lawsuit, including the manufactured shame that tries to break us. While the suit against me was defeated, so many don't have the resources to fight back. I'm more resolved than ever to continue to stand for every woman's right to have a voice in protecting themselves, including their safety, their integrity, their dignity, and their story. And that's really all she said. So, like, is it a bit of a victory lap? Sure, but
a little bit.
It's a little bit. Yeah.
It didn't clear her name.
No. And it didn't, she wasn't like, and fuck this motherfucker for doing this, that, and the third, which by the way is what I would have said.
Right. And the lawyer really, like, I feel like helped smear her name a lot. So she could have said something about him too.
She definitely could have said much more. I felt like her statement was very tame, considering. And so it's a bit of a victory lap. I will say, just for context, this is what Brian Friedman, is that his name? Justin Baldoni's lawyer has said.
Yeah.
He has said, let me read his little quote. The court has invited us to amend 4 out of the 7 claims against Ms. Lively, which will showcase additional evidence and refined allegations. This case is about false accusations of sexual harassment and retaliation and a non-existent smear campaign. With the facts on our side, we march forward with the same confidence that we had when Ms. Lively and her cohorts initiated this battle, and look forward to her forthcoming deposition. Which sounds like what you have to say.
I know, when you're losing.
when you're losing. But
I don't know.
Sir, if you had all this evidence, this so-called additional evidence and refined allegations, again, I just don't know why those wouldn't have been presented. It's been months and months and months. You put out a whole website.
A whole website.
That's what I'm saying.
Where is it? How are you going to put out a whole website and then be like, well, I left a few things out. Like,
exactly.
I don't know about that.
No, that's not what you said when you dropped the website. When you dropped the website, you said this is conclusive evidence with everything you need to know exactly what happened, so on and so forth. And here's what I'll say, and I've made this point before. One, like we said, I feel like they were trying to prove a different case. And the reason why I think they were trying to prove a different case is because they were just worried about the court of public opinion. That's what they were worried about.
Yeah, because I don't think they ever thought that they could win the countersuit, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But.
Exactly. Particularly given that the judge just straight up dismissed it. And not only did they dismiss the lawsuit against Blake Lively, her publicist, Ryan Reynolds, all of that, they also dismissed the lawsuit against the New York Times. So he just dismissed all of it. And so to me, a lawyer worth their salt would know there's a really good chance that's going to happen. Yeah. So the reason they went so hard for so long was because they were really just trying to win in the court of public opinion. They weren't worried about the lawsuit.
They were trying to make us all hate her.
Exactly. And I think they succeeded for a lot of folks. You and I were definitely in the minority because we kept being like, listen, it's not that we're Blake Lively fans. I would definitely not call myself a Blake Lively fan by any means. No. But when I'm reading the documents, I'm looking at the evidence, I'm like, I feel like you guys have proven that she was difficult to work with. She's not someone that I think I would hop up to work with. Yeah. But I don't think you've disproven the actual allegations she has brought.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I'm not like in the front of the Blake Lively parade. Blake Lively, it's not me, but I have critical thinking skills and I can read things.
I can read.
And so that's why I have the opinion that I have.
Well, let's start there. We can read. So
yeah, I mean,
and we did read. I read every page of her original lawsuit and every page of his original lawsuit. Now, at some point when he released the website and all that, I was like, "Sir, this is too much."
Yeah, same. Yeah,
the original lawsuits, I read every page, and the other thing is, if you recall, when they put out that video, when his team put out that video of them doing that slow dancing scene. And they put it out essentially to act as quote unquote evidence that he was not the aggressor. Meanwhile, I'm looking at the video and I remember I made a TikTok about it and I'm like,
too.
I was like,
you looked uncomfortable the whole time.
And I was like, I feel like I need an expert to weigh in here because to me, this does look like a scene where you might want an intimacy coordinator.
For sure.
Because he is hugging her, he's kissing her neck, everything else. And I can understand why, if that wasn't in the script and you weren't expecting it to happen, why that would catch you off guard, right? So I put out the call on my TikTok. Can somebody who knows about these sorts of things weigh in? Multiple people from, they claim, I didn't go and fact check if they really were who they said they were, but multiple people chimed in who were on-set intimacy coordinators, who were people who had worked in film and said, yes, this scene 100,000% should have had an intimacy coordinator.
For sure.
And the fact that he put it out there knowing that there wasn't one on set is wild. Like, it's wild that he put this out there to prove his point.
Yeah. Which was crazy to me too, because then they're like, oh, she's awkwardly talking about all this stuff about her husband. What would you do if some dude was like kissing up on your neck and you felt so uncomfortable and you're married? You'd be like, me and my husband went out on this date last week. I mean, like, you just start rambling.
Yeah. And again, just,
it doesn't prove his point.
If you didn't know it was going to happen, it's like, to me, obviously I'm not an actor, but I am married. And I think just for my mental and emotional safety, I would want to walk into any scene where I was going to have to be physically intimate in any sort of way with someone, knowing that. 100%. That would be important to me. Yes, it's my job to act. Yes, I understand we're going to have sex scenes and intimate scenes whenever, but I never want to walk into that unaware. And
no way.
which to me is not a wild thing to say. And people were twisting it this way, that, and the third. It just, it started to feel like we were really pressing up against the edges of sanity.
Yeah, we were losing the plot like crazy during that time, because people were watching that video and they're like, see, she's the worst. I'm like, are we watching the same video?
Oh, 100%. Just the commentary in general that people were, people were on the internet openly agreeing with Candace Owens.
Wait, don't even get me started on don't even get me started on this shit.
Nazi
Why is
Owens.
she like a pop culture person now? I don't ever want to see her on anywhere. I don't want to be talking about the same topic she's talking.
No.
At some point, I have people in my comment section being like, but did you see the latest video with Candace Owens? No, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
I just want you all to know, no, I didn't. No, I will not.
No, she's
don't
blocked.
Even ask.
She is blocked. She will remain blocked. I will never willingly, voluntarily consume her content. Are you crazy?
No, and don't ever ask me. I don't even want my name lumped into it.
Yeah. Assume I haven't seen it. Okay.
Exactly.
Whatever it is. Assume I haven't seen it. And so to me, the fact that y'all were not even pausing to say to yourselves, now I am agreeing often, frequently with Candace Nazi Owens. Do I want to rethink? Do I want to reflect? Do I want to introspect?
Really though, we really got to be questioning ourselves sometimes, because what is that?
Have to. It really, and I think we both, the last time we spoke about this, whenever it was, said we're over it. We don't really want to keep talking about it. And part of the reason for me, I was over it, was because it really did just feel like we had descended into a level of madness and irrationality.
It was becoming QAnon for celebrity gossip.
Exactly. I started to feel like, you know what, nothing rational is going to happen here. Nothing reasonable is going to come of continuing to talk about this, because there were takes that we would post either, I would post clips either from the podcast or just my own clips on TikTok, where I quite literally was not picking a side. I was very simply stating, here's where this doesn't add up for me, or here's where I'm still sort of like, I don't know. So, pretty neutral.
Yeah.
And people were coming in like, oh, I can tell you've been bought out by Blake Lively's team.
Well, I was about to say that is because you know how many times people accused me of being paid by Blake Lively? And listen, maybe I won't tell you if Blake Lively starts paying me, but there'll be signs. My hair will look better. My skin will look better. My clothes will be more expensive. Bitch, I'm poor. 100%. What are you guys talking about?
100%. If I'm on Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' payroll, bitch, please believe there would be signs, like you said. You'd be able to tell.
One time, recently, they were also accusing me of being part of Big AI, working for Big AI. I'm like, first of all, who even is that?
Yeah, who are we talking about?
Okay, I wear the same shirt every day. Get out of here. Get out of this
I do all my videos in my pajamas. Y'all think if I was getting a Blake Lively check,
for real,
I wouldn't at least upgrade to some Gucci pajamas or something? My pajamas are from Amazon. Please.
You see us in our Christmas pajamas, so don't even play with us.
Every week, please.
I can't with these stupid questions. I can't. Unreal.
Anyway, in conclusion,
we were right.
We were right. We were right. We were right to say we wanted to wait until the courts played out.
Yeah,
we had all the evidence. We tried to follow the facts as best as we could as two non-lawyers.
Yeah. We're not done yet, though, right?
We thought critically. Right. It's not done yet, but so far, to me, this outcome makes sense.
Yeah, I see where we're headed.
Yeah.
I'm following the yellow brick road.
Yeah. The outcome makes sense.
I think so.
Okay. Well, that's that. Moving right along. Another subject I knew I absolutely had to discuss with you. Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, what happened? I feel like she was in some hot water for a couple days.
Yes, because of the discourse around her album cover. Have you seen this?
I don't think I've seen it. Is everyone really upset? What is she, a nun again? What did she do?
Yes. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna show you.
Why did I think I saw something where the nun said We don't care. It looks good. We're nuns and we agree with it.
Oh, okay. Now I don't know anything about a nun. Okay, so you're on a completely different topic than I'm on.
Maybe I am.
Let me show you the album cover that has broken the internet and that people are all up in arms about.
Okay. This is going to be an honest reaction because I haven't seen it.
It's this picture here on the right with her kneeling. That's the album cover.
Yeah, she's so horny all the time. That's the only thing I'm gonna say is like she is so horny all the time. Okay, so it looks like she is gonna give a blowy or kind of looks like she finished it already, but he's got his pants on. So. She's so sweaty. She's so sweaty.
She does. She is glowing. She does.
Okay, wait. The few
disheveled.
Things I did hear. Yeah, she looks disheveled. Somebody did say, "Oh, I can't believe she's a sub." So people were accusing her of being submissive in this photo, which I get now that I see it. Mm-hmm. He's clearly pulling her hair. He's got white knuckle fists.
Yeah, he's pulling her hair 100%. She's on her knees. So yeah, I guess we should describe it. Not everyone has seen it. So she's on her knees. There is a man. We cannot see the man's face. All we see is the left side of his body. His left hand is pulling her hair. I would say not violently, but
aggressive enough.
Strong, yeah, aggressive. Now she's kneeling beside him. Her hand is touching his leg. She does look sweaty / dewy, glowy. She's wearing a short little dress. Yeah. She looks disheveled.
She looks a little disheveled. Yeah. Maybe there was drinks involved. We don't know.
That's the vibe.
But that's kind of her vibe. How are we going to get mad? That's her vibe.
Okay. All right. So then, yes, let's have the conversation because everybody for weeks now since she dropped this little photo of her album cover. And by the way, the album is titled Man's Best Friend. Right. And so it's clearly an allusion to a dog.
Right. I was about to say, okay, so she's supposed to be a dog on a leash. But except he's pulling her hair.
And so I mean, the TikTok think pieces, I can't believe this has not crossed your For You page more because I feel like I got so much. Okay, well, let me give you a flavor of what the people are saying.
Okay.
Number one, they're saying that
sinful.
Sabrina Carpenter is for the male gaze. She is centering the male gaze. And that is very disappointing because, those of us who have been fans of hers for so long, she's always been about women and women empowerment and talking about how men are so dumb and so terrible and so stupid. So she's won us over with those lyrics and those songs. But now with this album cover, she's clearly centering men and the male gaze. I would say that's kind of number one. As an offshoot of that, people are saying basically she's a pick me. She does everything she does because she's trying to be chosen by men. Okay. Then I would say there's another flavor of what I'm hearing, which is clearly this is satire, right? She called the album Man's Best Friend. She's on all fours, kind of like a dog. This is, this is her being satirical, but the satire didn't land. She attempted to make a satirical album cover, but it didn't land. Those are the flavor of arguments I'm hearing. So I would love to know, what is your take on this?
See, I think her whole vibe is men are disposable. And I thought this was fit right in because I thought it was also satirical, but I thought it landed because of that. Because I thought that fit right into her brand. So I see this and I'm just another album about how disposable men are.
And you know what? I'm right there with you. And I actually made a YouTube video about this because I was so struck by this conversation. I mean, I guess my takeaway really is when I saw this cover, I thought it was provocative. Sure. She's on her knees. She looks sweaty. There's this man in the photo, definitely a little ooh, okay. It kind of shocks you into attention, but she's a pop star and pop stars make sexy, provocative songs and album covers and photo shoots and everything else. Like, we've seen Madonna do it. We've seen Britney do it. We've seen Gaga do it. We've seen Beyonce do it. Like, pop stars being provocatively sexy isn't new.
Right.
And so it just sort of caught me off guard how people were so upset by it. Like, I
feel like if she was centering men, we would see this guy's face, but we don't. We only see her face. She's she's centering herself. She's the prize in this photo. He wants her, not the other way around.
And I look at it, and just given everything I know about the songs that she has written, you know, and I made this point in my YouTube video, one of my favorite songs on her album is Dumb and Poetic, which is literally all about these dumb, faux intellectual men. Like, all she does is make fun of men. That's all she does. So to me, if you just viewed this picture in a vacuum, you didn't know anything about Sabrina Carpenter, okay, totally. Yeah, I could maybe understand you coming to the conclusion that she's a pick-me.
Oh, 100%.
But if we put it in context, not just of everything she's ever written, but also the lead single off this album is Man Child. And if you listen to that song, again, she is literally dragging these men so far through the mud. If you put it in context of that, I'm like, no, I think the satire is landing.
I think it is. I think I got it immediately. That's why I didn't realize there was controversy around it. I heard a little bit about it, but I'm just like, oh, every album is about like trashing men. So I just figured this is no different, right? I was like, all right, she either upset religious people or she upset men. That's what I was thinking.
And I think she did, but she also managed to upset women and feminists and lesbians. And to me, I feel like I've heard it from everybody.
It's like if she's a pick-me, okay, every single pop star and celebrity in the world is a pick-me.
It's
like she's not going to make money if she's not a pick-me.
Okay, Erica, see,
I'm literally one.
I literally said that same thing. Thank you. Because you're making me feel like I'm not crazy. Like, yes. And the thing is, when I saw this photo, I remember thinking to myself, it's almost like, I guess what I sort of took from it was, this is Sabrina acknowledging, which is another theme I feel like we hear in her music, acknowledging like she keeps kind of like crawling back to these dumb ass unworthy men.
Yes, totally.
She knows it's irrational. She knows it's dumb. She knows this man, whoever it is in the photo, isn't worth her time. And yet here she is.
100%. Like, yeah, no, that's like the theme for this whole photo, actually.
And her whole persona is like, I wish I weren't straight. She literally has a lyric in one of her songs like, I haven't had my gay awakening yet, you know, like, bummer, because like life would be better if I had, but I haven't. And so here I am once again with these dumbass men. It feels like the photo's giving that.
I just feel like every time she goes viral for one of these little things, she must sit back and just have a good little laugh on her love seat about how she planned it out so perfectly for them to just like make her viral for like another time.
Completely agree.
They fall right into it.
This is smart. And that's another thing I said. This is smart. She knew the girls were going to be all in a tizzy.
100%. She knew what she was 100%. Doing. Yeah. She was like, 100%. You know what? Get me on my knees. It was her idea. I have news for everybody.
100%. Okay. Well, I'm so happy I spoke about that with you because, like, honestly, I just was like, really? This is the take? This is everybody's take?
I'm so glad I didn't hear about that. I would have, if I had heard about that, I definitely would have posted about that.
Yeah.
But I still might need to drag a few people.
You might need to. You might need to. Why not? Jump into the conversation.
I might need to.
Okay. The final thing I had on my list of things I wanted to discuss with you is, I don't know if you saw, but the Grammys have updated the country category. Did you see this news?
No.
Okay. Well.
Oh no. I'm sorry. Oh no. Is it going to make me mad?
It has made a lot of people mad. It certainly is quite annoying. So the change that they announced is that the current country category, which is titled Best Country Album, has been renamed to Best Contemporary Country Album. And they've now added a new category titled Best Traditional Country Album.
All the white people got really shy trying to how to split the categories because the black lady was up for her best album. Like, get out of here.
That's 100% Erica. 100, and that is
get out of here. That makes me so mad.
So mad. Like it hasn't even been 6 months since Beyonce won this award. Y'all could not have made it more obvious. Oh, I saw someone tweet or post or whatever, like, white fragility is a disease.
Truly. Truly. No, it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
They should be embarrassed.
This is embarrassing.
When is the Grammys
couldn't
coming?
Even wait 6 months to make this little.
I gotta wait another 6 months till I could drag this, because I'm going to remember this, and when it comes out, I'm going to drag it. Absolutely. It just is. It's so goddamn annoying. Like, y'all just couldn't let it ride.
Yeah. Let her sit in this.
She's ever gonna make another country album again? Get real. One time.
The only Black woman to ever win this award, and y'all 4 months later are like, ooh, I'm so butthurt over it. Let me make this whole new category.
It's giving racism. I'm sorry. It's giving racism.
100%. 100%. It's giving racist. It's giving white fragility. It's giving.
I don't like it.
You feel like this was your category, even though, surprise, Black people invented country music. Y'all are so butthurt. This is what you had to do. It's
so silly. They're like, we can't let this happen again.
We can't.
We can't let this happen again. Create 2 categories.
I mean, and it just
to be a fly in the wall when they were coming up with splitting it up and whose decision it was, and the gossip of it all. I wish I could have been there.
Yeah, I was reading about it on The Root, and there's a quote in there from one, I think this was on Twitter. Someone said her album was just as country as anything, quote, traditionally country. Y'all wasn't doing this when Australian country artist Keith Urban was winning Grammys.
Right? Hello? It's so true. Beyonce. And he's still cosplaying to this day.
Y'all had no problem. I mean, listen, let's be honest. Y'all had no problem letting Taylor Swift from Pennsylvania come in and win all sorts of Grammys and country awards and show up at the CMAs. And by the way, I have no problem with it either, because country music is a genre of music that I think anyone can sing, anyone can identify with, anyone can find a home in. I have no problem with the fact that Taylor found a home in it. I have a little bit of a problem with her faux country accent, but I've moved past it. It's a genre that speaks to a lot of people. And by the way, Beyonce is from the South.
Like, she's literally from
Texas. Grew up going to the rodeo. So for y'all to act like it's just so.
If I were her, I would spitefully make 2 more country albums.
Honestly,
for each category. I'd go full traditional for her full album, and literally put all my money into it.
Honestly, because fuck y'all.
Truly. She should just cover the most traditional country music, cover it and call it Beyonce's version.
And truth be told, I know these country artists wish they could have released some of these songs on her album. You listen to Just for Fun. Tell me Chris Stapleton doesn't wish that was his song.
Oh, I know.
Tell me.
I think they all were. It was an uprising. I don't know who it was, but you can't convince me there weren't a group of people that were just pissed that they lost, and that's where we got.
100,000%. It just pisses me off. It really does feel like
it's so corny.
It's corny.
It's corny. So high school.
Don't you feel lame? Oh, you lost this award, and now you have to go cry to the Grammy board because the one of the heads of the Grammys said a lot of people reached out and let us know that they feel like we should have multiple categories to really reflect the totality of country music. I found the quote. Recording Academy CEO Harvey Mason Jr. said, "The community of people that are making country music in all different subgenres came to us with a proposal and said we would like to have more variety in how our music is honored." Man, fuck you.
Unless it was Beyonce. Unless Beyonce asked, and then otherwise, fuck you.
She didn't. Fuck y'all. Fuck this. Fuck. It's just.
No, I hate that. Harvey, that's corny.
Yeah, you're corny. Harvey.
Is he bald?
It would make sense.
is giving. Oh man, he's taking strays today.
Yeah, you're catching some strays, Harvey, and it is what it is because this was corny as hell.
That was corny. Oh man, I'm gonna drag it every year now. I'm gonna be like, remember that time we changed it?
And now, you know what? And my husband made this point before I hopped on this recording. Beyonce is now the last artist to win the real country album Grammy.
Don't embarrass yourself again.
Now you've right.
Yeah, now you've embarrassed yourself again.
So either way you slice it, she won. Y'all look corny and dumb.
Can't take it back now.
Can't take it back. Too late.
No backsies.
No take backsies.
No take backsies.
Well, those are the things I wanted to discuss with you. That brings us to our parking lot. Is there anything you would like to throw into the parking lot?
I got something for once.
Okay, what is it? Ooh.
I am working on a series about a TV show that I watched.
Okay.
And it's going to be like 10 parts.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, give me a couple more days because it's almost done. So It's coming out soon. Watch it all for me. I love you guys.
100%. Wait, are you going to tell us what the show is, or you want it to be a surprise? Like you.
I've talked about the show before, but I'm going to keep it a surprise.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I did a lot of digging. Series? Yeah. I contacted the state of New York and a Freedom of Information Act. I did digging. Okay. I want to know. I'm trying to find locations. I'm trying to find all the things. I want to know all the stuff about filming. So we'll see.
Oh my God. You're doing this on TikTok?
Mm-hmm.
The 10-part series? Okay.
Yes. TikTok. So TikTok's got something going on right now. They're like changing the way they're pushing out content. And everyone keeps saying like, oh, we don't see your stuff anymore. We don't see your stuff anymore. So I started doing like a TikTok shop video a day, and that's been pushing my stuff out. But they actually reached out to me and they were like, you need to do more film and TV content. So I'm going to give them what they want.
TikTok reached out to you?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm going to give them what they want. So I'm going to give them a nice long series. And we're going to see how it goes, but I need you guys to watch. I need you guys to support.
100%. Oh, I love a series. I've never done a series, not for real, like a for real series before. So, I'm so excited for you.
I've never done one where, well, that's not true. I did one for Christmas where it was like one every day. I did that not last year, but the year before. And that was kind of like celebrity mystery series. And I scripted that one out. But this is probably my only second one that I've ever like scripted out and did like a huge deep dive like that. So.
Okay, yes.
Fingers crossed.
Everybody, as you know, we say it every week. You can find Erica on TikTok at let_bitch know. If you aren't following her yet, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Why not?
Better come follow me.
Follow her immediately. I'm so excited for the series. Okay.
Yeah.
Love that.
What do you got going on?
Well, I thought I just had a birthday.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
I was like, wow, I'm a year older than her. This is uncool.
I turned 39 on Saturday, June 14th. Yes, I share a birthday with Trump. We try not to think about it.
Wasn't going to bring it up.
I know. Obviously, I'm way cooler than him, though.
Yeah.
We don't care about him.
Yeah.
So I thought I would share some birthday reflections. But see, I had that thought before I had any reflections. And now I'm like, do I have any reflections to share? Yeah. Do I? I mean, I guess I'll just share like kind of what I've been thinking about, which is this idea of like it being the final year of my 30s. And like, is that momentous? Right? Because obviously turning 40 is momentous, but like, is your final year of your 30s momentous? And if it is, like, should I be accomplishing more and doing more? I don't know. I've just been feeling a little bit like, am I behind? Am I in a good place? I was hoping to have like my book proposal done by my birthday. I don't. So definitely missed that deadline.
Story of my life.
So I'm like, I don't know. I'm sort of feeling in this like kind of in between place where I'm like, there are plenty of things that I'm doing that I'm proud of and happy about, but also I'm sort of like, should I have hit more milestones by now? I don't know. I'm in kind of a weird place. I don't know. Did you feel this way when you turned 30?
Yeah, kind of. When I hit like 37, I started to like really like let go of what people are thinking about me. kind of, which I really loved. And now as I've sunk down towards 40, it's like even worse. Like every year is like
not sunk down.
Yeah, guys. Now that I'm at 40, not sunk down. I just like it's like every year I care a little bit less about what people think, and I'm a little bit more myself every year, which I love. But 39 was like a weird year. I was just like thinking I was 40 even though I wasn't.
Right.
And then I'm like, like writing out 38 on stuff.
I feel that way too, because it's sort of like, well, I'm basically 40, but then a part of me is like, no, don't say that. You're not 40.
Yeah.
Like,
don't rush that shit.
Yeah, don't rush it. But then I'm like, well, you know, there's nothing wrong with being 40. So it just feels like I don't know. Mentally, I feel like I'm in an interesting and kind of weird
it's
space.
like a weird in between.
Yeah, kind of a weird in between space. And like, so obviously that's not that helpful for any of our listeners. I don't know.
We have no great life advice.
No.
You're just going to give a shit a lot less.
I'm just going to keep doing the things I'm doing and hoping for the best. I don't know. That's what I got.
Yeah, that's one day at a time.
One day.
That's it. That's it for this week, everyone. Be sure to follow us on TikTok at 2 Queens, 2 Crowns, and check out the podcast on YouTube, 2 Queens, 2 Crowns.
Erica and I would also love for you to follow us on our personal socials. I'm on TikTok at @IM_KJ Miller and YouTube with the handle IamKJ Miller. And Erica's on IG at LettaBino and TikTok at Letta_BitchKnow. We'll see you next week.
Bye.